All right, teachers, I am trying this recording again. I think this might be my fourth time. In case you're wondering, I use Screencastify to record my videos and my screens at the same time. If you would like any information on how I do this process, then I am happy to share this technique with you. It is a very easy process that I discovered some years ago, and I love it for the use of flipping the classroom, maybe not being able to teach everybody at once, but you can watch it at your leisure. So this is called Screencastify. You may look it up and use it or come and ask me questions if you have any. So this is part two of the Gale in context video. And I had to come back because there are some things that I really need to show you. And I'm going to try to do this very quickly because the other video was 19 minutes. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to go where I'm better known, and that's to opposing viewpoints. And so I showed you this screen on the last video. And so you know that you have all of your topics here. You can also browse the 483 issues that they have in here for you. But I know what I want. So I'm going to go right to cell phone because in this make believe lesson, that I'm doing, we are doing a lesson in class where I'm going to ask my students to find an article, and they have to highlight in two different colors in the article and make comments. And so I am going to give them specific directions, because if we don't give them specific directions, they don't do it right. So I'm going to give them specific instructions to highlight the opposing viewpoint in pink and the viewpoint in support of cell phones in the classroom in green. So those are my specific instructions to them. So I'm going to use this article. So when I click on the article, it comes up and there's a number of other things that come up with it. So I'm going to go over those really quickly. So it tells me that if I want to cite this article, it will give me the MLA format or whatever format I choose to cite it. I can send it to another place. I can download or I can print it. One of the things that I want to say about this right here is that this link that you can copy and get and put it into your Google Classroom, this link lives forever and ever. Some links, if you copy it from your URL bar up top, it may break or it may go away. This link is not going anywhere. That's what they tell me at Gale. Okay. So I'm going to copy that link and I can put it in my Google Classroom for them to use for this article, right? When it comes up, it's going to come up in a context that they can use, right? So I am going to go right into the article. So one of the things that we can do is we can translate the article to our primary or first language. English is my first language, but if you notice in here, we have all of the languages that are represented pretty much at our school, that students, if they feel more comfortable reading in another language, they can translate the article. And so here is how it looks. And when you do the preview of the translation, then you can tell it to do a complete translation so that it translates everything in the article, right? So what you will see is that I'm going to go back to the original language. I have made the words a little bigger because my 51-year-old eyes need to see, and I don't want to struggle when I'm reading. So we have the ability to increase the font or decrease the font as we see fit. We also have, just like on their testing platform, we have the ability to change our background color to a color that is more contrasting for us if we choose to, and we can change the font. I choose a font that I can pronounce. So I am going to use Open Sans. I could use NATO Sans if I choose to, and it will change it. I can use Open Dyslexic, or I can use EB Garamond. Okay, but I'm going to go back to Open Sans. Okay, I can also change the line spacing, the letter spacing, or the word spacing. You can tell I like doing this, right? I love this. I've loved presenting online since COVID. So this is just my happy place to be able to teach and send it out, and whoever wants it takes it, whoever doesn't, they turn it off. So that is your choice. So let's get into the article. Okay, now I've used this article a number of times for this exercise, so I probably should choose another one, but I'm going to keep it here. So the directions on my Google Classroom would have said, I want you to read this article and I want you to find the supporting details within the text. I want you to search the text, find the supporting details that support use of cell phones in the classroom, and highlight that in green, and opposition to use of the cell phone in the classroom, and I want you to highlight that in pink. Okay, real simple instructions. So simply what I do is I go through the article and I look for the information and I take it. And if I see something that I want to highlight, I highlight it like that. And then I could change the color to some other color if I've already highlighted it. But I'm going to change it to pink because this is in opposition of cell phones. And then I have another one right here, opposition to cell phones, and I'm going to highlight it. Now, I can also change my mind. So if I've highlighted something and I made a comment, which I've typed in, this is my comment in this example. This example is spelled correct, does not support using cell phones in class. So it puts my comment there and I save it. I'm going to go to the next one. Ooh, I found one that is in support. So I'm going to make that green, as I said in my instructions, and then I'm going to put what I feel about that. And I could put more than that. It depends on what your directions say. Okay, so let's look down and see if we have any others. Um, Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Using a whiteboard cue is another method for regulating classroom phone use. At my school, teachers were issued a two-sided phone icon to affix to the board. The green side indicates appropriate time for phone use, and the red side prohibits it. What a great idea! This is a nice idea. In my opinion, it's time to ban phones altogether. Okay, this is in opposition. Okay, okay, so, okay. All right, so now we've gone through and we've done what we've asked our kids to do. And so now we're going to decide what we're going to do with this article and the annotations. So I'm going to tell it to send it to the Google Drive. And it said the document has been sent to Google Drive and will appear shortly. So I'm going to choose OK. Now, I could have sent it to Microsoft OneCloud, but I don't use that. And I could have emailed it or downloaded it or printed it. So I'm going to go over to my Google Drive, and you will see that Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints folder has already been created for me. And if I click on it, I should have 4 articles that I have put in this folder for the 4 times that I've tried to do this video and it didn't work. So here we go. So we're going to look at the latest one, and we are going to scroll right on down to where all of our highlighted text is. Okay. So then if I go all the way down to the bottom, one of the things that I want to show you is that for every comment or I've highlighted in the passage, it shows up on this page and it shows my notes about that particular item. This is fantastic, right? So I just encourage you to listen, go to your portal, play with this, see how you can incorporate this into anything in your class. Teach it to your students. Share this video with your students. It's up to you. And then they too will learn how to use this in the classroom, okay, and beyond, right? Because they don't have to be in the classroom in order to access this, as I showed in my part 1 of the video. So, hey, y'all, happy planning, happy lesson planning. Let's get this usage for Gale in context up at Boynton Beach Community High School. Remember, I am in the library, have an open door policy if you need to chat about this great platform. Have a great day.